You thought you knew everything about Idina Menzel, the star whose voice could freeze a crowd mid-breath, the fearless Broadway trailblazer who turned every stage into her personal kingdom, the screen actress who carried storms of emotion in a single glance, but her newest public appearance has rewritten her story in ways that have left fans stunned. At 53, she has stepped back into the camera's gaze with a fuller figure, but instead of shrinking into the shadows, she's using it as a spotlight. This is no cautious re-entry, no carefully staged illusion. This is a full-force declaration that beauty has no deadline and confidence doesn't shrink to fit anyone's comfort zone. Wrapped in a fiery, form-fitting red jumpsuit that seems almost painted onto her curves, she stands against a blank white wall, daring you to look, and daring you not to look away. The fabric hugs her hips, frames the strength in her shoulders, and highlights the power she carries without apology. Her chin is tilted just enough to say she's not here for approval, she's here for ownership. Before her lips even curve into a smile, you can feel the command in her presence, the unspoken truth that she's stepped into a version of herself she doesn't plan on abandoning. And then, the smile, not wide, not performative, but steady and sure, the kind that says, "This is mine. My life, my body, my light." In the next image, she's moving, not posing. Her hair is pulled back, revealing her face in its full, unfiltered confidence. The wide-legged flow of the jumpsuit sways with her stride as if the fabric itself is following her lead. She glances toward the camera with a raised brow and a knowing smirk, the kind that carries a silent message, "Yes, I see you watching. And yes, you should." It's the kind of moment that catches you off guard because there's nothing defensive in it, only invitation. The comments came fast and loud, with star buzz filling up in hours. An icon at every age. "You made me cry, thank you for existing exactly as you are." Every curve is a gift. But in between the praise for her beauty came something heavier, more meaningful, people writing about their own scars from chasing perfection, their own shame, their own relief at seeing someone so visible, so powerful, choosing to stand exactly as she is. The weight of these images comes from everything Idina's already lived through. She's admitted to years of bending herself into impossible molds in the early days of her career, especially on Broadway, where the uniform of leotards and tights made every shape, every line of her body open to judgment. There were whispers, side glances, quiet critiques dressed as advice. There were days she forced herself into punishing routines just to meet a standard that didn't care about her health, her creativity, or her joy. In interviews, she's spoken of the relief that came when she realized she didn't owe anyone the right to measure her worth against a scale. She learned to choose herself over numbers, over whispers, over the quiet pressure to disappear into a smaller version of who she was. These photos, this moment, are proof that she won that battle. They're not just art. They're evidence. One of the most striking shots is almost still. She's seated, hands resting lightly in her lap, knees crossed, the deep red fabric pooling like molten silk over her legs. Her eyes lock with the camera, warm but unflinching, as if inviting you to step into the quiet power she's holding. And it's in that look you see the years, the curtain calls when her voice soared above applause, the dressing rooms where she faced down her doubts alone, the nights she stood under blinding lights knowing every eye was scanning her for something to criticize. That weight is in her posture, but so is the triumph of carrying it and refusing to be broken. She doesn't look like someone who's been granted confidence. She looks like someone who fought for it in every arena, and now wears it like armor. Maybe that's why these images feel different. They're not trying to sell a dream of perfection. They're showing the real cost, and the real reward, of refusing to disappear. If Idina's reveal made you stand a little taller, maybe it's time to see what happens when you stop apologizing for taking up space. Because confidence like hers isn't a gift from the world. It's a decision to claim your ground and dare the world to look away. This isn't just a red jumpsuit. This is a battle flag. And right now, Idina Menzel is leading the charge.